Do you have any regrets?
Oh yes, there's always regrets. Yeah, you bet there is. Yeah, you make mistakes, and sometimes it's pretty hard to correct them.
Gordon, can you tell me your full name?
Gordon Roy Hagen,
What year were you born?
May 3rd, 1940,
Where were you born?
Grimshaw, Alberta.
And how did you wind up there? Or how did your parents come there?
They were moved up from Lethbridge to a farm north of Grimshaw, and that's where I was born.
Okay. Where did they come from?
They came from Lethbridge.
Okay. Or I guess what's your heritage? Where did they come from before Lethbridge?
I'm not sure. Their family moved from the Dakotas in the early 1900s, and they were set up in this area.
And so they homesteaded up here.
Yes.
Whereabouts? Like right outside of Grimshaw, or?
No, it was up in the Eureka River.
Okay. So you grew up on a farm then?
Yes, I did.
What was your childhood like?
Oh, it was busy. There was a lot to do.
Yeah.
A lot of chores and stuff to take care of and help on the farm.
Okay. Good memories?
Pardon me?
Good memories?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good memories. I'd go back again.
Oh, you would?
Yes.
Nice. What was homesteading like for you or for your parents? Was it a hard life, or?
It was a very, maybe not so much a hard life, but it was a busy life, and it had to have work done that needed to get done.
Okay. Because my understanding of homesteading is that you buy the homestead off the government on the promise that you'll break in the land. Is that correct?
They told Dad if he could break up 10 acres a year for 5 years, that they would automatically give him his title deed to the farm.
Okay. And so he did that?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Well, so what kind of farming was it? It was a mix of grain and maybe cows, or?
Yes.
Something like that, yeah?
Yeah, grain and cows.
Okay.
And pigs.
Okay, nice.
And Mom, she had her chickens, and she had her cream and butter from the farm.
Okay. Did you go to school in that time?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I went to school it started in Montney Valley, and then they amalgamated the areas, and I changed to Worsley.
Okay.
And then from my grade 12, I went to PBI in Three Hills.
And that's a Bible school, right?
Yes, and then the Bible school after that.
Okay, where did you go to Bible school after that?
Briarcrest, Saskatchewan,
Okay.
by Cairnport.
So did you plan on becoming some type of a minister or something like that? Did you plan on using your Bible schooling to become a minister?
Well, that was the interest I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you become a Christian?
July 15th, 1956.
How did that happen?
I knew I wasn't a Christian, and I wanted to be, and I didn't really know how. And there was a camp at Bear Lake Bible Camp called Teen 20s, and my parents, they let me go to that, and I came back changed from that.
Okay. Did you get married in life?
Yes.
Okay. When did you get married?
My first wife was in 1963.
How many children did you have?
We have 11.
11 kids. Well, that's
Yes.
a lot. That's a lot of kids. How many boys and how many girls?
There's 4 girls and 7 boys.
Okay. And you raised them out in Eureka River?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of stuff did you do for work?
I farmed, and I drove school bus for a few years. And then I went, I had a butcher shop, and I cut meat again for a few years.
Yeah.
And then I went from there to trucking.
Okay. How long were you in trucking for?
28 years.
Wow. It's a long time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you pastored for a while?
Yes, I did. Back in I believe it was 1966 to 1968.
Why did you quit that?
My dad phoned me one night and asked if I would come and help him on the farm because he needed help. He was getting old and a lot of work. And he had done so much for me over the years, I couldn't say no.
Okay. So you came back to Eureka River and
Yes.
decided to farm again?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I eventually bought the farm from Dad.
Okay. And what did your dad do then?
He stayed on the farm for 1 year after we moved back, and then they retired into Fairview, Alberta.
Nice. Later in life, you did get divorced.
Yes?
Do you mind going into that at all? A little bit? Just telling us a little bit about that?
No, I'd rather just stay out of that one.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Do you have
I
any...
just don't want to cause any questions to be put against anybody.
Okay. Do you have any regrets?
Oh, yes, there's always regrets. Yeah, you bet there is. Yeah. You make mistakes, and sometimes it's pretty hard to correct them.
Sure. Do you mind giving me an example?
Well, I worked a lot at the David Thompson Bible Camp, and that kind of run a snare into my life that I shouldn't have been. And so I stayed there too long.
We did.
And I should have shut down sooner.
What kind of advice do you have for maintaining a good marriage?
I suppose self-control would be one, and consideration of your partner.
Okay. What do you think of our country? Do you like Canada?
Yes, I do.
What do you like about it?
There's a lot of freedom here in our country,
Yeah.
and we can do things without always having to ask about doing it.
Yeah.
And I get to travel and do a lot of things with my boys, and we have a good working relationship together.
Nice. You live with your oldest son, Eugene, right?
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about when you say you've got a good working relationship, or do you have a good working relationship with all of your sons?
Pretty well all my sons.
Pretty well all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What do you think is essential, maybe as a father, to maintain a good relationship with all your kids? What's some sort of advice that you'd have for parents?
Well, I suppose I try and take them into consideration and listen to them, and when they need help, I try to be there to help them.
Okay.
They often ask me, Dad, how did I do this? And sometimes I got to think how to answer them,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But they're doing a lot of work right now that I used to do when I was quite a bit younger. And so I kind of I can kind of help and fit in to help them.
Okay.
I spend a fair bit of time with them up there by north of Fairview, and they said, Dad, you can come and stay anytime you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll go for a weekend, and then I'll come back home, spend the week here. And then if they're not too terrible busy, I'll go back up for another 3 days. And sometimes I get to help them, sometimes I just play with the grandkids.
Sure.
I got one 2-year-old grandson up there, and I've got another grandchild there coming in May.
Nice.
So it's going to be good.
Nice. Do you ever miss your mom and dad?
Oh, yeah. I think they were the best friends I had.
In what way? You were close with them, or?
Well, they understood some of the problems that we had. You know, they would try to help us, and they'd often come out and have coffee and have dinner or something.
Yeah.
And if I needed advice, I could go to them and I could get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I often did that. I often asked Dad, how do I do this? And he would tell me.
Yeah.
And sometimes he would say, Gordon, he said, I wouldn't do it that way. You do it my way. I said, okay, Dad.
Okay. Do you have any closing thoughts about your life at all? Or anything that you'd like to tell people?
Well, I suppose you don't want to put the Lord too far out of your life.
Yeah.
He's there and handy, and He loves us, and we should return that.
What are you thinking?
I think I've said just about everything that I could say. I don't know how long I have left in this life to enjoy it. but I'm looking forward to heaven.
Thank you, Gordon.
You're welcome.